Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Tennessee Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type questions to the presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And this is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website where you registered. And now I'll turn it over to our presenters. We are here in session C2. So first up, we'll hear from Southern Arkansas University. Madison, if you're speaking, we are having trouble hearing you. All right, and up next we will hear from the University of North Alabama.
Hi there, my name is Taya Softwell and I am your University of North Alabama admissions counselor. I'm really excited to be here and present to you all. If you've not heard of us before, we are a smaller Division I university located in Florence, Alabama. And to kind of give you a reference, we are about 2.5 hours away from Memphis. So that kind of gives you a reference to where we are and to reference where you are. We do have a little over 8,000 students at UNA, so we're a good medium size. Our student to professor ratio is 19:1 with an average class size of about 24, and you will see that in especially your major core classes. We have some classes that get upwards of 65 and 70, but that's about as large as it'll get. And I definitely think that's a benefit to our students. You get to know your classmates, so it's easy to form study groups, but you also get to know your professors, so you feel comfortable enough to go to them and ask questions and build those relationships. We do have lots of different ways to get involved on campus as well as study abroad opportunities. And if time allows, I will talk about that a little bit more in just a minute. So first, I'd like to talk about how to apply. We have a MyUNA account. In our application, you have to apply through this account. Whenever you go to apply.una.edu, it'll first prompt you to create this account. But we will need your official high school transcripts as well as your ACT or SAT scores. If you have not been able to take the ACT or SAT, no worries. We are test optional this semester, or for class of 2021, excuse me. So we will admit you based off of your GPA. If you do have a 2.0 or higher, you are admissible into the university. If you are slightly interested, I would say go ahead and apply to UNA because our application fee is being waived until October the 23rd. Also, if you have taken any dual enrollment classes or AP courses, go ahead and have those transcripts sent us as well so we can have those on your record. Or if you need to have any of those courses evaluated, we can go ahead and have that done before you go to student orientation. We do have several scholarships available to students. The ones you are looking at right here, these are based automatically sent to you guys once you are admitted to UNA. So once you send us your ACT scores and your high school transcripts, we automatically send you money if you have a 20 on your ACT and a 3.0 GPA. I told you that we are going to test optional. So if you have a 3.0 or higher, you are still getting academic scholarships automatically. You will just be in the first bracket. It's a $1,000 to $3,000 scholarship depending on where you lie for your GPA. Also, if you have that 20 on your ACT and 3.0 GPA, you automatically qualify for in-state tuition. So you do not have to pay double out of state. Our scholarship deadline is going to be February the 3rd of 2021. And we do have additional scholarships available. This first here that you see listed is our leadership scholarship. This is based off of an activities resume of anything you've been involved in freshman to senior year. And you can email this resume to admissions@una.edu. Whenever you submit this leadership resume, you are automatically considered for a housing scholarship. Living on campus is a requirement at UNA, so that housing scholarship really is a benefit to you guys. We also have endowed scholarships at UNA. These are a little bit different than your automatic academic money and your leadership scholarships. Those are for your automatic scholarships when you're awarded. Endowed scholarships, you have to apply for those every single year. But you can start applying for those once you're admitted and after December the 1st. We do have the Honors College at UNA. There's not a minimum ACT or GPA you need to have to be admitted into the Honors College. But you do submit a resume and you do submit a 500-word essay. The exact same resume that you use for the Leadership Scholarship, you can use for the Honors College as well. But they're looking for a well-rounded student. We also have the Presidential Mentors Academy at UNA. This academy is built for our underrepresented students on campus. It does have a 5-year scholarship that goes along with it, and it's the only 5-year scholarship we have at UNA. We also offer valedictorian and salutatorian scholarships, and then additional performance scholarships. There is additional information available about all of these scholarships that I've talked about at the link that you see at the bottom. It's una.edu financial-aid/scholarships. We do have 4 academic colleges at UNA. We have over 170 different majors actually. So there's a little bit for everyone. And then we do have visit options available at UNA. We would love for you to come check us out because I can sit here and ramble and tell you everything that we have to offer, but it doesn't resonate until you get to see it yourself. So come visit. And then this is my contact information. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. Thank you and have a great night.
Great, thank you. So next we will hear from Western Carolina University.
All right, so I am Molly Tippett. I'm one of our assistant directors of admission, and I've been here at Western about 6 years.
And my name is Susie Swartz. I am Senior Assistant Director of Freshman Admission here at Western, and I've been here for coming up on 2.5 years now. And Molly and I are going to share some information about Western Carolina, first some general info, and then we'll talk a little bit about our application process, and I'll share our contact information as well. So we're located in beautiful Cullowhee, North Carolina. We are the westernmost University of North Carolina system school. We're about an hour from the Tennessee border, about 3 hours north of Atlanta, and an hour west of Asheville, North Carolina. So I mentioned we're a University of North Carolina system school, meaning that we are a public university. We're a 4-year medium-sized institution with about 12,000 students, and about 4,500 of them live on the campus that you can see there. And then there are many others who live in the immediate vicinity within walking distance. It's a very close-knit campus community and sort of the best of both worlds, having all those resources of being a medium-sized institution, but at the same time having a closer-knit campus feel, so that smaller school feel. We are a rural school, so if you're looking for that small-town college experience, we could be a good fit. We offer 170 different clubs and organizations, so tons of opportunities to get involved, take advantage of our location in the outdoors as well, and 120 different majors across 6 different colleges, everything from health sciences to business to engineering, education. We were founded as a teachers college in 1889, arts and sciences, and fine and performing arts. For a school our size, we're also really proud to offer smaller classes. We have a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and 64% of our classes have 30 or fewer students. So we really try to keep classes on the smaller side, and we put a big emphasis on experiential learning with opportunities such as internships and research.
Awesome. So if you are interested in Western and you decide you want to apply, we have some application requirements here for you. So first of all, the first thing you need to do is fill out the first year application. So that's available through apply.wcu.edu, and you can select the term and your student type. First year is what we're talking about now. If you have transfer questions, you'll have our contact information at the end, and you can feel free to reach out. So then the second thing is a $65 application fee. And if you wanted to see if you qualify for a fee waiver, we do offer those, and you can go online to application fee waiver, all lowercase, all one word, .wcu.edu, and you can check out if the requirements for a fee waiver, as well as submit a waiver request through that website. You're also going to need a high school transcript. So with your general first year application, you can submit an unofficial transcript or manually enter your grades. That's the first one we're going to need. We won't need an official one until after you've been accepted and you graduate. So that's like your final graduation transcript. Now for test scores for the year of 2021 only, currently, we are not requiring that we have those to review your case and make a decision. However, if you do have the test scores, if you've already taken it, we encourage you to submit that. And if you get an opportunity to take that sometime in this school year, we definitely encourage you to do that as well. It could help with potential scholarship application opportunities. So we try to encourage you to do that. It could also, help if you're kind of borderline with some of our other things. Community college transcripts are not required for general admission review. However, we will need them when you finish all of your coursework so we can give you credit. We won't need them for the initial review unless we request them specifically. Now, in addition, essays, resumes, and letters of recommendation are not required, but we will review them and take them into consideration if you submit them. We definitely review those as well. So, you can email them, fax them, or mail them to us for us to take those into consideration.
Okay, just super quick about our deadlines. If you are a senior this year, we really strongly encourage you to take advantage of our November 15th early action deadline. We will get you a decision no later than December 15th if you have a complete application by that date with all those materials that Molly mentioned. If your application is complete earlier than that, you probably won't have to wait until December 15th. And it's nice to kind of have that decision early on in your senior year. We also encourage you to take advantage of the FAFSA priority filing deadline. That's not the final deadline, but that is Western's deadline to get consideration for pretty much the maximum possible amounts of aid as far as financial aid and what we offer there. And then we have our final deadline and our scholarship deadline on February 1st. We have a separate scholarship application available at scholarships.wcu.edu. And then the final deadline to let us know that you are interested in Western, if you say, yes, I want to come to Western, I can't wait, you would submit your tuition and housing deposits no later than May 1st.
All right, and our final slide here has our contact information, my email and Susie's right there, the general email to admissions and our phone number. Also keep in mind, we do offer visits. We have some in tour and the times are below if you want to take a screenshot and keep that, saved. You do have to make a reservation online as our space is limited for those. We also offer virtual tours, one-on-one Zooms, and Zoom lobby. So please get in touch with us if you have questions. Screenshot that page, visit.wcu.edu, get in touch with us. We'll be glad to answer any questions. Thank you so much for listening to us, and we hope you guys have a great day.
Great, thank you. And up next, we'll hear from the University of Louisville.
What's up, everyone? My name is David Anzac. I'm an admissions counselor for the University of Louisville that works specifically with students from Tennessee. So L's up. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm going to cover some of the topics you see on the screen, but I know we're not going to have time to really dig into everything. So please, please, please contact me. I want to hear from you. I want to be here to help answer your question. As all of the counselors on this video, we're all here to help you. So please reach out to us with any questions that you have. This is us. This is the University of Louisville. If you want to make that 5.5-hour drive up to see us, you're going to run right into our campus. We're 10 minutes south of downtown Louisville. So while we carry the name of our city, we're not right downtown. So for that student that is looking for that urban environment, to be in an area where there's always something going on, but then they're going to experience still that, small campus community, that's us. And I say small because even though we have a big name and we carry a big presence, you'll see our student population a little bit. This campus is flat. There's no hills. It's easy to get around. You can get anywhere from point to point in about 10 minutes, 15 if you're walking slow with your sandals and socks. You don't need to have a car on this campus to get around because our students do have free access to the Louisville bus system. If you did want to bring a campus or your car to campus as a first-time freshman student, you can. That is allowed. So here's some of those numbers. And there's that big number that I wanted to, that I was mentioning. We're not that large of a university. Around 12,000 full-time freshman students, or not freshman students, full-time undergraduate students, so freshman through senior, attend U of L. So each year we bring in about 3,000 students. So the, kind of the class sizes that you're experiencing in high school is kind of what you're going to be experiencing at the University of Louisville. We are a public institution in Kentucky, and we're also considered a R1 research university. There's only 131 universities that are considered R1 research universities. And that just means that every professor that you're meeting, that you're engaging with, that you have classes with, is doing current research in whatever field they're studying. So there is a possibility as an undergraduate student to do undergraduate research, really build that resume, make it not just about what you're learning in the classroom, but then, experiencing more learning and more active learning outside of the classroom. Around 6,000 students at U of L used our Career Center to get in, touch, get in contact with the jobs, the internships, the ability to learn outside of the classroom. That's one of the biggest benefits of going to school at U of L, is what you can do outside of campus, what you can do in the community, and only having to travel 10 or 15 minutes away. So you go to school, right, to learn. So here are, from the College of Arts and Sciences all the way down to the School of Public Health, there's the 9 different colleges and schools that we offer at the University of Louisville. There's over 200 degree programs, so there's a lot to talk about in the little time that we have. But we're most known for School of Engineering, the College of Business, and Nursing. I also wanted to put up on the screen here some unique majors, some different majors that you don't really see at a lot of colleges. For us on the Academic Common Market, which take a look at the Academic Common Market if you're a student that's thinking about going out of state and kind of staying within the South, we're the home of the Kentucky Derby and equine business. We're a big horse racing community. Students that study equine business get in-state tuition for us. On the right-hand side of the screen, you can see the most popular majors from the freshman class that is with us right now. They're in their 6 week of classes on campus. I strongly encourage you, Google, search anything, and you just put U of L at the end of it, it's going to come up. If you search U of L catalog, you're going to see all of our academic majors and minors. And the example I have here is our anthropology major. If you click the flight plan button, it's going to show you that 4-year breakdown of what your class schedule is going to look like. So I strongly encourage you, if you want to explore our majors more, search U of L catalog, and that's going to pop up. So where are we having you sleep? How are we filling your bellies? What you see on the screen here, that's all the good eats that are on campus. We are a foodie city, Guy Fieri, diners, drive-ins, and dives. He's got his own restaurant in Louisville, but on campus, the places that you're able to chow down on, that's all the places that are a part of your meal plan and your flex dollars. The stars indicate where you're sleeping. We do have a 2-year live-on requirement at the University of Louisville. Now, most freshman students, first-time freshman students, get traditional style living. There are some suite and apartment that are available, but mostly that's for upperclassmen. So in your second year living on campus, suite and apartment style are available to you. Over 70% of students live on campus with us. And yes, there are 2 residence halls that have pools like that. So applying to the Ville. We're a rolling admissions school, which means we're constantly churning out admissions decisions. And that also means we don't really have a hard deadline for when you need to apply. But as I say that, there are 2 deadlines on the screen, but those have to deal with scholarships, which I'm going to talk about in the next slide. There's 2 ways to apply to us. If you wanted to apply to us with test scores because you have them, apply with test scores. We admit students first to the university and then to their academic major. So it's totally okay to be an undecided student if you want to apply to us as undecided, or if you have a major in mind, apply to us with test scores or apply to us without test scores. And instead of sending us the test scores, you'll just write an essay along with your high school transcript. Now for scholarships, this is where it kind of matters how you're applying to us. If you apply to us with test scores, the scholarship on the left-hand side is available to you based on the scores that you send us. If you're applying to us without test scores, you're going to have to complete a separate scholarship application to receive the scholarship on the left-hand side. The scholarship on the right-hand, or the cost to attend the University of Louisville for a full academic year, that's that $38,000. And before any financial aid or, the scholarship that you see on the screen takes it down to make it a more manageable cost. We're open for visits. I hope you come check out the Ville. L's up, go Cards. Bye, everyone.
All right, so next we'll hear from Bryan College.
All right, everyone. Hello. My name is Andrew Smith. I'm the Director of Admissions here at Bryan College. I want to thank everybody for being on the call. Happy to talk to you a little bit about a school that, for a Memphis student, is about as far away as you can go in state. We're in Dayton, Tennessee, pretty close to Chattanooga, about 4.5 hours away from Memphis. And as the smallest school on the call, We just have just under 600 students here at Bryan, and so one of the smallest student schools on the call, but also at the same time a lot of big opportunities. And what I would say most in terms of Bryan College and what we promise, what we guarantee, and what we say would be the common experience at Bryan is the real traditional Christian college experience that you might hope for with small class sizes, learning subjects from a Christian worldview, whether that's engineering, biology, whether you're in a Christian studies major, whatever that may be. What we promise is just the traditional Christian college experience with learning from a Christian worldview, being around faculty members that want to mentor, want to teach, and want to disciple young students. We're not a research college at Bryan, and so it just really depends on what you're looking for in a college, but we're not a research college. So what that means is our professors have intentionally chosen not to be at research colleges. They want to be in the classroom. They want to be amongst the students, teaching, mentoring. They want their life to be with the students. And so it just depends on what you want in a college, but we consider it a good thing for us that we're not a research college, but again, it's whatever you want. And so, yeah, at Bryan, that's what we offer, the Christian college experience, but with, I guess, not the typical Christian college prices. And so a lot of you might be looking for a Christian college, and we know that the experience is happening at all kinds of colleges across the country, but sometimes Christian colleges just aren't accessible price-wise. And so for us, we've taken a few steps to make the Christian college experience more affordable. We've slashed our tuition by 40% last year. We have one of the lowest tuitions in the region, just under 25,000 tuition, room, and board. And so we've done that. We also, for students who do well at Bryan, will pay for 50% of your master's degrees. We also have all kinds of opportunities for scholarships. This year, we are an optional school. And so what that means is you can apply, you can go through the admissions process and the scholarshiping process with just a GPA, or your ACT, SAT, or CLT score might be better than your GPA suggests. So if you want to go through the process with just your score, that's okay too. So that's what I mean by we're an optional school. You can go through either of the on-ramps you want. In our case this year, it's actually a little bit more difficult to get the highest level of scholarships with the GPA track. You have to get our highest level scholarships. You do on the GPA track, you do have to have AP or dual enrollment courses to access the highest ranges of our scholarships. We have scholarship events that you can be invited to after you're accepted. We're a rolling mission school. We don't have deadlines in that sort of way. And then your application for financial aid is the FAFSA. And so that's what we use for financial aid and scholarships. So as soon as you're accepted, if you have a 3.0 or a 21 ACT, we'll invite you to our scholarship event where you can qualify for $1,000 to $3,000 in scholarships. So again, at Bryan College, what we promise is the traditional Christian college experience with the mentoring, the Christian worldview, but also without some of the typical Christian college prices. Thank you all. Hope to see you on the campus at some point. Hope you consider applying at apply.bryan.edu. Thanks.
Great. And our final presenter for this hour is Covenant College.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining, even though it's virtually. I'm sure all of these admissions rep wish that we could be with you in person, but my name is Marie Bowen, and I am a recent college graduate of Covenant College. So we are located right on top of Lookout Mountain, Georgia, which is about 15 minutes from the thriving city of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And it's about a 5-hour drive from Memphis. I actually just made the drive today. I was visiting some schools and met up with some students in person while I was there. And I'm so glad I get to meet some of you guys virtually. But I just want to dive into a little bit about who we are and see if Covenant may be a place where you would really want to grow. So these are some just kind of some diagnostic information about us. So we are a Christian liberal arts school. So we actually are one of only 5 Christian colleges and universities ranked as a national liberal arts college, and the only one of those in the South. So with being a liberal arts college, it really means that we want you to be an expert in your specific field of study. So whether that's economics or biology or math or whatever, we want you to be really expert in that, but also to be really conversant across the disciplines and to have a really transformative educational experience that will give you a lot of critical thinking skills and transferable skills that will be necessary for you to really thrive in the work environment. But our name is Covenant College, and we are a Christian college, which means our commitment to Christ is really strong. We're actually a discipleship model at Covenant. So we ask for students, for Christian students to apply and to submit kind of a profession of faith so that we kind of have this solid foundation of belief in Jesus Christ for all of our students, so that we really build on that. And it's really a time of growing deeply, kind of a greenhouse effect here at Covenant. So these are some things about us, but I'm going to keep going to dive more into who we are. These are some majors and things that you can do at Covenant. We have lots of availability and some excellent degree programs I'd love to talk with you about another time. So one question I want to leave you with, as you've heard from a bunch of different universities, and you're probably just swarming with questions about where you want to go, what you want to do, I want to ask you, who do you want to become? College is one of the most transformational experiences of your life. You're probably going to be there for around 4 years, and you're beginning to ask questions you've never asked before, to really grow in certain ways, establish yourself outside of your family. And I want you to do that in a place where you're going to flourish. And so if you're really looking for a small, tight-knit community that is committed to Christ at its core in a way that permeates throughout every aspect of our campus life, Covenant might be a great place for you. So to kind of briefly explain the 4-year program at Covenant, we want to invite you into our integrated faith and learning journey that is spiritually nourishing and academically challenging, equipping students with the skills and experiences they need to lead successful lives and careers. So what you'll see on the screen is this 4-year plan. We really want you, your freshman year, to begin discovering some of your passions, your talents, ways that the Lord has gifted you. And then that sophomore year, really clarify, to get more clear direction in what major you really want to dive into. So your junior year, you can focus and get really into those upper level courses, working with one-on-one professor-student mentoring, and then launch into your calling, into your career by working on a capstone project that will help you just really be on the right foot as you're entering into whether it's grad school or the working world. So community is really important at Covenant, and it extends far beyond your classmates. So you are having Christ following staff and faculty really walking alongside of you throughout every step of the way. It's so common to get lunch with a professor, to go get coffee, to invite them, and they will invite you into their homes. You'll babysit their kids. You're going to walk alongside of these. We have 92% of our faculty have their terminal degrees. So we have PhDs, some of the top-notch professors in the country coming from all over Stanford, Yale, MIT, Oxford. You don't have to compromise on academic excellence and still get a robust Christian education here at Covenant. We also are a part of NCAA Division III, and so we have a plethora of athletics you can get involved in. Both intramurals and club sports are offered as well, so some really neat opportunities. But yeah, I just want to harp on again this integration of faith and learning. So our mission is to explore and express the preeminence of Jesus Christ in all things. And that just isn't a part of our title. That's actually something that is core to who we are. And it's very unique. The kind of community you'll experience at Covenant is one where we are asking tough questions and doing so with our solid foundation of faith in Christ. And so we really take that seriously. So again, we want you to have academic excellence here at Covenant. So you're not going to have to compromise on academic rigor, and you're really going to be pushed and challenged in whatever field you're studying, but also in our core curriculum that's rich and robust. But also you're going to be richly spiritually formed. We have so many opportunities for you to walk alongside others and to be shepherded by professors and staff members who are eager to walk alongside of you in your faith. And also, we really want you to be developed professionally. We don't want you to go leave Covenant not knowing what you're doing or where you're going. We want you to feel equipped to do that well and just serve in your calling in God's world in ways that are maybe ordinary, maybe extraordinary, but to do so knowing your calling. And so why it matters to you, we honestly just want you to join our family. We'd love for you to consider joining Covenant College to be a Scot and to learn alongside brothers and sisters in Christ. And so, yeah, if you're interested in texting me, I'd love to get to know you and help walk you through this process. And I'll dive into the details of the application later, but we'd love for you to come visit. Like I said, we're about 5 hours away from Memphis, but we'd really love to have you join our family. So thank you so much. And yeah, wish I could see you in person, but so glad that you joined us today.
All right, thank you. So it's great to hear from all of our presenters. I'm going to pull everybody up on the screen now and invite everybody to turn their cameras on. So we do have a few minutes, so I want to go again in presentation order and just ask all of our panelists maybe to share something about their institution that is a unique tradition or just something you really love about your school, or even something that you didn't get to in your presentation. So we'll just go in order. So we'll be starting with Southern Arkansas University.
Let's try this again. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better.
Okay, sorry about that. Well, at SAU, we actually have one of the only mascots that are the Mule Riders, and that is a scholarship position on our campus. So you can apply, and you will have to ride in front of a group of people, and so you can interview to be the SAU Mule Rider, and so you get to ride Molly Ann, our mule, and we ride her back and forth in the end zone of our football field when we get a touchdown, and she makes different appearances at different things. And so last year she actually went to the FedEx Forum in Memphis and rode the elevator up to the 3rd floor, which is quite funny. But we have lots of really unique traditions and things that happen at SAU. And so if anybody has any questions, I'd love to tell them more about it.
Hi there. We have lots of traditions that surround our fountain that's right in the middle of campus. If you've seen anything or heard anything about Ewan, it's either our live lion Leo or it's the fountain that lives right in the middle. One of them is our Lucky Dip. This is when lots of different student organizations gather around welcoming the incoming freshman class. The Lucky Dip actually did start out as a joke, but we kind of just made it our own little tradition that we have now that's really great. Every single student will literally dip their pencil into the fountain at the beginning of the semester in semblance of good grades for the entire year. We also have our lighting the fountain ceremony. So at the end of the fall semester, we actually turn it off because we don't want the pipes to bust. So at the end of our spring semester, we have an entire ceremony. It's about bringing about new beginnings. It's when everybody comes together as a community, and we have a lighting the fountain ceremony. So those are just a couple of neat things that I love about UNA.
All right, cool. So Western Carolina University, we have a really cool tradition called the Freshman Run, where at the beginning of the fall, when we have our first home football game, all of our freshmen for that year get to run out with Paws, our mascot, and just bring the whole football team out behind them, kind of kick everything off, which is super fun. They all get a free t-shirt. It's just a great time for everybody. And it really helps us kick off, the fall semester and the football season in a really awesome and happy way. So it's one of my favorite things.
I'll give you 2. There is a justice of the Supreme Court, Louis Brandeis. He didn't go to Louisville, but he's from Louisville. He's actually buried on campus. So him and his wife are on campus at this law school. And the second one is, Louisville's the home of the Kentucky Derby, and our band is actually the band of the official band of the Kentucky Derby. And students, if they want to be part of the marching band, they can, and they don't even have to be marching majors or, band majors. They just have to demonstrate they can play. And then look at that, they're now a part of the official band of the Kentucky Derby.
All right, I'll give you 3. When you don't have a football team, athletically, you have to reach into other sports. And so at Bryan College, we do have one of the best bass fishing teams in the country. We've won 2 national championships in bass fishing. So pretty solid there. Fun fact, our main administration building where about 95% of our classes take place is built to the size of Noah's Ark from the Bible story. And I guess a meaningful tradition is at the end of orientation week. This may be weird to some, cool to others, but at the end of orientation week, after the freshmen come into the cafeteria, the seniors are waiting for them. And in that time, the seniors wash the feet of the freshmen and pray over them. And it's an act that Jesus himself did. And it's a way of saying that even though I technically outrank you, I'm going to serve you this year.
So fun to hear fun things about all of y'all's colleges and universities. Okay, one of my favorite events at Covenant. So we have a bunch of different dances that go on throughout the year, and sadly they've had to be different in COVID, but my favorite one is called 80s Skate Night. And so Covenant rents out the entire Hamilton skate place down in Chattanooga, and all the students like have gone to thrift stores downtown in Chat and gathered like their favorite 80s garb, and they show up at like 11 p.m. and there's skating and there's competitions along with like our DJ is actually our chaplain, Grant Lowe, who has a phenomenal taste in music. And so he's playing some of the best 80s hits, and students are dancing in the center or skating around well into the night. And so that's just one of my favorite events ever. And there's just so many other ones too, like Mistletoe Mingles, a silent disco. It's so much fun and just a lot of neat opportunities to grow. But on a more spiritual side, one thing that I love about Covenant is each Sunday night, our different residence halls will have a prayer and praise. And so it's just a time where your group of girls or group of guys on your hall have an opportunity to slow down, to pause, and to hear from one another, whether that's sharing testimonies or reading the word together, praying. It's really just an opportunity to grow closer to your brothers or your sisters in Christ as a group of folks who are living and doing daily life together. So those are two things I wanted to share about Covenant. Thank you.
That's great, everyone. It's my favorite part of these seminars is to hear all of the fun facts and traditions that come out of all of the schools. So we are just about at time, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. I want to say thank you to all of our panelists, all of our attendees and viewers. When you close this window, you'll see a link to a quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. And again, this is just one of many different sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all the other session recordings on the same website where you registered. So once again, thank you to all of our panelists and participants, and have a great evening, everyone.